Welcome to Geeky Sanjay. Let's get started. Third is repository. Repository is bucket which holds code for application, packages and websites. Same thing like repository like a folder. Okay, where you are keeping your all the things. Okay, so this repository we will create on the GitHub website. Okay, or on our local host. Both the places we will create. So one is the local repository which you kept on your local, and one is the server repository, origin repository where you kept in the GitHub. So these both are different, both work different. So by default GitHub given you all the tools, it is set up all the things which you can just create and push your code. But in the local, whenever you have to create this repository, we have to run a command git init. But before running that command, we have to install the git. So based on your system like Windows or Mac or Linux, you will get the git, that is the tool which you can install like a normal software globally on your system. And whenever you are starting work on any project, that time first you run one command git init. What git init will do? Git init simply create a local repo on your folder. I will show you everything in some time. First we will see here there are two main areas in the automated process like in the GitHub. First is code deployment, CI/CD. You will listen many times CI/CD pipelines. Okay, so automated code testing, building and deployment. CI, continuous integration, integrating new code in codebase, testing and merging in existing code. Means whenever you are doing daily work, okay, continuous integration new code in codebase, testing and merging in existing code. And then there is a CD, continuous delivery, continuous deployment, publishing new version of your app, package and website automatically after the code has been tested and integrated. So first is CI, where you daily work and push your code. That process is called the CI, continuous integration. Okay, there you are testing and merging your code in the branch. Which branch? Develop branch. Then there is a continuous delivery or continuous deployment, publishing new version. So this is the deployment, means on the production server or staging, you are deploying your code, means you are uploading your code. So this is the one process, this called automated code testing, building and deployment. Second thing, code and repository management. Code and repository management. So we will not do this code deployment CI/CD. I just explain you to know these two things GitHub do. So first CI/CD, which we will not do in this video. Maybe in some time I will create a separate video for that. But today we will work on the code and repository management system, which you will learn throughout this video. Next, free version control system. Git is a free version control system, a tool for merging source code changes. This is used to be merge source code changes. Here we have three things: save code snapshots, commits. Whenever you want to save some code, just do the commits. Work with alternative code, versions, simple branches, and move between branches and commits, simple checkout. With Git, you can easily roll back to older code, snapshots, or develop new features without breaking production code. Now you all wonder why we are using this GitHub, why it is very much required, everybody is running behind it. If you know the old days, what we will do, we will create some files, and whenever we have to make some changes, we create more files like backups, backup 0, backup 1, backup 2, backup 3, and this is too much. It is very hard to find, it is very hard to manage. Okay, so same thing here, GitHub and Git is also creating a versions, it called the version system. Okay, so it is also creating a multiple versions of your code, and whenever you required, you can go and you can change your branches. Based on your branches, your code will be changed on the local and the GitHub website. So it will manage all the versions like version 01, version 02, and whenever you want you can go and come out from there. So with the Git it is very easy to work with the team environment. Like one person is sitting in another city, one person is sitting on another computer, and whenever you both want to connect, so how you can connect? Because there is a one way you connect direct your system, but this much cable, this much big cable you cannot put. Okay, so you need some place, centralized place where you can connect to each other. So GitHub is that centralized place. Whenever first developer push their code on GitHub, second developer take a pull of that code, and whenever second person working on the code, he will push their code on the GitHub, then first person can take a pull of that code. And GitHub and Git makes it very simple. It will track all the changes. So like developer 1 and developer 2 both are working on the same file. In that case, there may be a problem. He is adding some changes and he also adding some changes. So it's called the conflicts. So whenever the second developer some changes and push code on the GitHub, when first developer take a pull, so Git tells him after diffing their codes what are the changes made by the developer 2. So developer 1 has to resolve the changes. If both are not touching the same file and the same code, then it will not give you the conflict, and normally he can directly take a pull and merge their code in his code. So this is the process of complete Git and GitHub I told you. Next we'll go configure Git. After installing Git, you can also configure it. Most importantly, you can set a username and email address that will be connected to all your code snapshots. This can be done via git config dash dash global user.name, your username, git config dash dash global user.email, your email. You can learn more about Git's configuration options here. Okay, so these are the basics which you can configure your email and your username. You can do it globally. Either you can, if you want, you can do it only for the specific repository. Okay, so that you can do from here. So we will start first how we can use this Git. So it is already installed in my system. So first you have to install this Git on your system as a globally. Then there is a different way to use it. Many persons using this visual VS Code editor. In the VS Code editor, you can use from here like terminal. Simply go there, new terminal. The terminal will open here, and you can write the code. Start using the Git. Here we have an option where we can create multiple terminals. Okay, and here you can see which branch currently is open. So this is the terminal of the VS Code. Same in the IntelliJ, we also have a terminal. You can see here this icon. This is the same terminal which used by this. And one more terminal we have. This is called the system terminal, which you can use. So wherever you want, you can use it. These three all work same. If you want to write here, you can write here. If you want to write in the VS Code, you can write in VS Code. If you want to write in the IntelliJ, you can write in IntelliJ. All terminal is the same. Okay. So we will start with this terminal first, and I will tell you some commands which will help you to navigate your folders. So first command is ls. Whenever you do the ls means directory. You are searching a directory, so it will tells you all the files on your system. Okay, it's showing all the folder. If you can see Geeky Sanjay, backup, candidate. Okay, and whenever you want to go inside of any folder, you have to write cd space then G double E and then press tab. So it will take that folder name and press enter. Now if you can see, we are inside of the folder, and whenever again I will check ls, there is no file inside of folder, that is empty. You can see here, this is the Geeky Sanjay, there is no file right now. Okay, whenever we will create a file, we will see. So there are many commands which you will learn later on, that is not related to Git with, so we are not going, but these are the basic command which I thought I will tell you, so I'm just showing here. So ls is the directory command. Cd is to, if you want to go in any directory, you can go there in that directory, and if you want to come back out of that directory, so simply you have to press cd double dot. So you can see we are on the main root again, and if we'll do the ls, then all directory it will show. Okay, and if you want to clear this complete mesh, simply command you have to clear, all will be clear. Whatever I am writing here, it will work same in the IntelliJ and same in the VS Code. Clear? So simply, if you want to see the older commands, so there is an option up arrow and down arrow. Whenever you do the up arrow, you can see your all commands whatever you run, and down arrow you can coming back to this. So like this you can navigate your recent commands, and you don't have to write again and again. So now we will start creating first GitHub repository on local, then we will create a repository on the GitHub, and we will connect both of them, and we will push our code, and we will run some commands in between our video. Okay, so now I just want to go in the folder. So there is one way, I already explained you how you can do using the command line like ls and cd. Another way, if you feeling this is very hard for you right now, so what you can simply click on the folder, go inside of the folder, right click and open in terminal. So you can see wherever you right click and open in terminal, it will take the path of that folder. Okay, so now we will start our create first local Git repository. For that we have to write git init and then enter. So master is the home for the initial branch, this default branch name, and is given the subject and initialize empty git repository. So he has created one repository. You can see .git folder. Okay, and what is the branch? Master branch. Okay, but you are saying you have created, we can see this folder, but we cannot see this git folder he is saying, because this is the directory if we can see here. So how we can see that git folder? Simply click here, because this is the dot which is hidden. So click on the show hidden files. Whenever you click on this, you can see this git repository. So it is always hide. Whenever you can see any folder name with starting dot or file name, that is the hidden file. If you want to hide any file, you can make it dot and then file name. So it will hidden, and only you can see whenever you check on to this. Now it is empty. So we have created our first repository using the GitHub. Now we will create some files, and we will see how we can add in the Git. Okay, so we just go back to our file, and then we will see next, like see git config global user dot name your username. So just simply copy this. I will share this note with you, don't worry. This PDF I will just attach in the description of this video, so you can take all the commands. You don't have to remember. You have to remember only some things, like whenever you are copying from there. So if you are trying to paste, you cannot do Control V. You have to do the Control Shift V, because Control V will not work in terminal. Control Shift V will work, and then here username, and I will give my username like Shubh24 or I will give the name of Geeky Sanjay. Okay, and my email address shubh24i@gmail.com. Okay, shubh24@gmail.com. Oh, sorry. So we have to take this email to set email, and we will paste it here, and then simply we will put our email address shubh24i@gmail.com, and then enter. Now it is configured on the local. So whenever you are pushing your code will be known by this name and email address to GitHub. Okay, so like this you can configure. Now I configured it for globally. You can, if you want, you can configure for your local also. Just remove this global, this test global. And if you want to learn more about it, you just go on this and just learn. If you learn anything from this video, make sure to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.